Hello everybody, welcome to another video on my channel. My name is Noah, and if you're new to this channel, this is all about solar and roofing marketing, lead generation, GoHighLevel, Facebook ads, all that stuff. So today I want to give you a full 2025 solar Facebook ads guide. I did a similar video a few months back on my YouTube channel, but it just had like lower quality, less information in it, and there are some new things that I want to talk about. So there's going to be a full step-by-step guide also for beginners, but even if you are like a bit advanced and you already got your campaigns up and running, you can take a lot of value from this. I will try to make this as straightforward as possible, just straight up value, no unnecessary entertainment. So yeah, this is probably going to be a longer video, so I would maybe recommend to watch it in 2x speed or 1.5x speed. But yeah, other than that, let's just get into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the Facebook account and the Facebook page. So this is the easiest thing, but obviously you need a Facebook page and an ad account to get started. So there are multiple ways that you can approach this. If you are a business, then I would just recommend creating a Facebook page for your business, or maybe you already have a Facebook page for your business that you can use for this purpose, and that's fine. If you are like a solo consultant or like a rep and you just want to start generating leads for yourself, then what I always do for the consultants and reps that I work for or with is I create a page for them that looks something like this. So you just give it like a very random generic name, something like New England Solar Direct, or another example, Missouri Natural Energy. So it can be beneficial to actually mention the name of the actual location in the name of the Facebook page, and then you just give it like a random name. It honestly doesn't really matter. You can do something like New Jersey Homeowner Association or whatever, but just create this, get like a random logo. I usually get them from Canva, so you just go to canva.com, just like here on canva.com, and then you can just search under elements or something, just search for logo. Sometimes you can even search solar logo, and then you just click see all, and you will probably need the paid plan, but not actually. There are some free things, so you just take like a logo and download it. That's it. Then you put it in here. Obviously you can add some more stuff, like maybe make some generic posts where you just post some pictures of, like, I don't know, solar panels or some general pictures. You can even post your ads. Maybe write something in the bio. Just try to make it seem like legit and not super scammy. So I think this right here is even like a bit scammy. What I also like to do is buy like a couple of followers. So maybe buy like 500-600 followers. You can get this extremely cheap. Honestly, you just go to Google and type in buy Facebook page followers, and I use this one right here, Social Wig. It's extremely affordable. So yeah, you just pay like a couple bucks, like $7 or $8 to get like a couple hundred followers to your page, and likes as well. And then yeah, just try to make it seem somehow legit, but it's honestly not super important because your ads are the most important piece, and not a lot of people will actually go ahead and check out your profile. But that's the first thing that you need to do. And then obviously you need an ad account. So if you're new to this, let me just show you how to kind of do this. I would always try to recommend creating like a business manager. So you go to business.facebook.com/create. That's the domain, and then you just click enter. Right here you can just click create an account and just create your business manager. And if you did that, then you should be able to go to business.facebook.com. So that's the domain that you're going to type in, and it will take you to this page right here. At the top left you should see your business manager. If not, then click on that symbol right here and select the right business manager for you. When you're in the right one, then basically what you're going to do is you click down below where it says help. You just click go to business manager, and it will take you right here where you can go into the settings at the bottom left again, and then you just need to kind of set this up. It's not super complicated. You just go to, first thing that I would recommend to do is click onto pages and connect the page that you just created. So you will click add, and then you just click add an existing Facebook page, And right here, you just paste the URL of the Facebook page that you just created for the ads, and you just paste it in here. It will be a very simple process, and then the page will be added in here. Next thing that you're going to do is on the left side, you click Add Accounts, and then you just click Add and create a new ad account. So you just click this. For me, it's great because you only have like a limited number of ad accounts per business manager. But yeah, basically you're just gonna click create. It's a very simple process again. And then when you have created your ad account and connected your page, this is honestly like the most important thing that you need to do. So right here on the left, you can click on Ads Manager now. You should be able to after you created this ad account. And it will basically take you right here, and then under campaigns, you can see like the usual kind of Facebook campaign structure that I'm gonna talk about in this video. Yeah, so it should look something like this. For you, it's probably gonna be empty. For me, I have like some test campaigns right here. It's a test account, but that's how it's gonna look. And just quick, like for the really like beginners, how to navigate in this. At the top, you can see the campaigns, then you can see the ad sets, and then you can see the ads. So you can create unlimited campaigns, and within a campaign, you can create multiple ad sets, and within one ad set you can create multiple ads. This is going to be blank for you, so you just click create, then you click leads, always select leads, nothing else, then you click continue. You always select manual leads campaign setup, don't do the first thing. And this is how it's going to look if you just create a fresh campaign. So we are on the campaign level right now. You can give it a name like I don't know, leads campaign 1.0. Don't select anything under special ad category. Then you just leave everything as it is. And I would most of the time recommend to check Advantage campaign budget on, especially if you are a beginner, because this will basically you just set one daily budget for the whole campaign, and then you can add multiple ad sets, multiple ads, and it will just distribute this one daily budget between all the ads that you have running. And it will allocate most of the budget to the ads that work better. So you're just going to see better results most of the time, especially if you are a beginner and you're just kind of testing some things around. So daily budget, I would always recommend, I will talk about this later, but I would always recommend to do at least $30 to $50 a day in the solar industry in the US and pretty much everywhere else, just because it's a very competitive high ticket industry. If you can spend more, then obviously go ahead, put like 100 in there or more. And that's it for the campaign level, super straightforward. Then on the left you click ad set. So now we are on the ad set level. This is one ad set within the campaign. We can name it. Usually I just like to name it like broad, because I'm going to show you how to do broad targeting right now. Right here you can select whether you want to do instant forms or websites. If you're a beginner, start off with instant forms, but again, I will cover this later. Also for the more experienced people, I will talk about like a landing page, how to build this out, how to connect this. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna leave it as instant forms. Right here you just select your Facebook page that we just created again. You should have connected it to your business manager earlier, so it should be in here. Usually you just have to click something like view terms, and then you have to kind of accept it. I already accepted it, but you have to do this. And then you scroll down, you can leave everything as it is. Right here under audience controls, you can basically put in your location first of all. So I like to, like, the bigger you target, the easier it's gonna get to generate leads. So if you can target like a whole state, like, I don't know, let's just say Texas, then you just type in Texas, United States. And as you can see, we have an audience size of 14 to 16 million. So this is usually what works best for me, is to either do that, or you can also do, like, especially if you have like very big cities like Houston, if you want to only target Houston, Texas, then you just type it in here. And as you can see on the map right here, it actually puts like a mark on there, and then you can kind of also make like the radius bigger to 30 miles. And then as you can see, the audience size is a bit smaller, but as long as the city or whatever area you want to target is big enough, that shouldn't be a problem. So the sweet spot is always going to be 1 to 10 million. If you do like a smaller location where you have like a million, let's say like a million audience size, then I would get more heavy like on the targeting within the ads. I'm going to talk about this later in the video, but for example, like if you target a very specific location, you can call out that specific location. You can say like Houston homeowners instead of Texas homeowners. So this will kind of get you like a benefit. But I would never recommend to pick an audience that's less than 1 million, because it's going to get very hard to generate leads at a very good cost, because with a bigger audience size, Facebook just has more basically playroom to kind of find the right people that you're searching for. So yeah, try to select like the biggest location that you can possibly target. Then you scroll down. Under minimum age, I would recommend to always put like at least 27 to sometimes even 30. And actually the first thing that I need to do before I can change this to like 30 is I need to scroll down. And here under Advantage Plus Audience, you want to always select Switch to Original Audience options. This is usually turned on by default. So yeah, I personally never use this, because I think Advantage Plus Audience, it's basically just giving Facebook the whole control. So you have like less ability to kind of change the targeting yourself. But if you know what you're doing, then it's always better to kind of select the targeting yourself instead of letting Facebook do the job. So you click here, switch to original audience, and then you just click use original audience, and it will switch over. And as you can see, it will change some things up right here. So it's still the same thing, like you can select your location right here, but under age, for example, you have you can basically select an age from 18 to 65 plus. I always like to do 30 to 65 plus, because our target audience is going to be homeowners, and yeah, usually homeowners are at least 30 years old. So that's the age that I select. Just leave all genders in. And I call this ad set broad because we're gonna do a very broad targeting, meaning we're not gonna play around with interests, because I know a lot of people, like especially when you're new to Facebook ads, you really want to play around with those interests and put like because you can kind of just click in here, and then under detailed targeting you can put in interest like solar energy, and then you select it, and like you're gonna think, okay, now it's gonna target people who are interested in solar energy, and that's technically true, but it's usually not what you want to do for multiple reasons. Sometimes, first of all, it shrinks your audience size, so it actually, Facebook targets like a smaller pool of people, which leads to more ad fatigue, meaning that the ad will, or the campaign will dry out quicker. And it will also sometimes result in a higher cost per lead long term, because in the beginning it can be a bit lower, but then long term it gets higher because the ad campaign just stops working. Sometimes I still use detailed targeting, but then I never use interests like solar energy, because when you do this, so first of all, by the way, when you type this in on the right, you can see sometimes it's like employees, fields of study, and you always want to pick interests if you do this, because obviously you don't want to target people who are solar energy employees or who have studied solar energy, but you want to target people who are interested in this. But even then, from my experience, you just get a lot of people who work in the space, so that are like business owners or people who work in the solar energy space, and you just target them, because how Facebook basically determines whether someone is interested in this topic or not is basically how much they kind of search on Google or interact with those type of things on social media. So a lot of the times those are really just like solar consultants who are like in Facebook groups of like other solar people, and who just search up a lot of things around like solar energy or on Google. So people who just work in this sector basically. And that's obviously not what you want to target. And then the other group of people are maybe people that are actually homeowners that are interested in solar energy. But the thing is that first of all, everybody targets this pool of people. So like there are millions of solar ads live on Facebook, and everybody, like a lot of people, especially beginners, just select this as an interest. So you're targeting the same pool of people as everybody else, which means that you have just a lot higher competition when you target this. And then Also, a lot of people that are interested in solar energy, like this pool of people that you're targeting, are also like price shoppers that get quotes from like 10 different companies. So you might get a lot of leads, but those leads are going to be usually like very trash quality, because they're like very at the bottom of the funnel. So they're really like educated on solar, on the different options. They may get like quotes from 10 companies. So it's going to be extremely hard to sell them compared to someone that maybe even never heard of solar energy. And then you kind of just have your ad there and explain them why this could be a good option. And then you educate them and they say, okay, this sounds interesting. So those type of people will be a million times easier to sell on the back end than people who are already kind of educated and interested. So yeah, I would recommend to stay away from those interests, especially if you're just starting. And if you're going to use interests targeting, then try to rather target homeowners. So not in general, like not people who are interested in solar energy, but just homeowners. Because if you can target homeowners and your ads have like a good offer and your ads are just good and explain like the benefits of solar very well, then you're going to get a good cost per lead, and you're targeting exactly the people that you want to target. So for example, you can just put in stuff like home improvement, which is an interest, or some other things. You can do like home and garden, just stuff that kind of fit like the homeowner demographic, maybe even interior design. And then you can do more things, and you can also go into suggestions. Actually, let me put this out. But you can also go into suggestions, and it will basically suggest you like different things. Again, like home and garden, interior design, furniture, renovation, all the stuff that kind of fits like the homeowner demographic. And this will be like a good interest audience, in my opinion. That also works for me. And then you can also actually filter by demographics. So for example, if you want to target richer people that have like more budget, more money, then you can do something like household income, and then you can just select like the top 10% of zip codes, top 5% of zip codes, top 10 to 25% of zip codes, which is the demographic. So you can basically target like wealthy homeowners or just homeowners. This is how I would leverage this kind of section right here. And then when you check this right here, the box, it's pretty self-explanatory, but basically when you check this, it will also reach people outside of this interests, outside of those interests, and you just give Facebook like a tip on what people to target, but it's still gonna do like most of the things itself. If I do like an ad set where I really want to do detailed targeting, I take this box off because I really want to target this audience and nothing else. And if I want to go more broad, again, I just leave them out altogether and don't run interests at all. And this is usually also the audience that works better, but not always. So I would test it. And then in the bottom, you basically have placements. So right now it's set on Advantage Plus placements, and I would honestly just leave it there. I used to kind of mess around with this and selected manual placements. And then I used to tick off some unnecessary things like audience network, or search results in stream. So I just have like feeds and stories and reels checked on, and sometimes I even checked off like Instagram Explore or something, like some unnecessary things. But honestly, if you don't need to make like all that work, you can just select Advantage Plus placements and Facebook will show the ads on the best places. So I don't really mess around with this anymore. It just doesn't make like a huge difference for me. And then when you go on the left side, first of all, if you want to test, let's say, a broad audience like this one with a detailed one, you click on the three dots right here, and then you click Quick Duplicate. So now you have a copy of the same ad set, as you can see, and it also copies the ads within the ad set. But I usually just scroll to the top and I name it detailed. So as you can see, we now have a detailed and a broad ad set. And then the detailed one, you can then go ahead and kind of add your interests. So I usually, again, do like a homeowner interest ad set, for example, and then you can just do multiple ad sets depending on your budget. And then basically within an ad set, you can have multiple ads. So let's just say we go inside of the detailed ad set, we go on the ad level basically, and then you can just name it like, let's just say we want to do a video ad here, and you just name it like video ad 1.0 or something. then you scroll down. I like to take multi-advertiser ads off, but it's also very straightforward. And yeah, let's just start with the creative. So under add creative, it's basically, that's where you add like your image or video. So let me just remove this. You always select a single image or video, and then you can just add like an image or a video. So let's just add a video in this case. You go onto media. I just pre-uploaded something, so I will just select this, but here you can just kind of upload your stuff, and then you just click next, and here you can also crop, so for different placements. So it will also show you, I think, like the measurements, but usually for the square thing, like for the feed options, it's usually the best size is 180 by 180, and yeah, then 9 to 16 for the mobile kind of placements. So yeah, you can crop this right here, and then you just click next, done, and that's it. So now your ad creative is added. Super simple. Then you have the primary text, which is basically, if I just click test, it's gonna be the text that shows like above your ad, so the main copy, the main text that people are gonna see. Then you have the headline, which is gonna show at the bottom. So right here you can see below the video it shows like the headline in a bold lettering, and then under description, the description is pretty unimportant, but it's basically below the headline, kind of just like the description. And then yeah, that's basically it. And then you have the call to action. So I would always recommend to select learn more here. So as you can see now, we have this call to action button which says learn more. So when people click this, they get sent to your form or website, whatever. And then we have like, yeah, the primary text, the headline, the description, and the call to action. Now when it comes to the primary text, the most important thing is going to be your ad creative, especially if you're going to run video ads. With image ads, your primary text is still going to be pretty important, but yeah, I would not really overthink it. So the first thing that I always like to do is call out the audience. So I say something like, attention Texas homeowners. That's the first line, the first thing that people see, because we want to target that exact audience. In the second line, I always include the offer. So let's just say you can get you can get 12 months of free energy ... So when I expand this now, you can see this is what it shows like at the top. And actually people can only, like when they come across your ad, they can only see the first 3 lines. So let's just say I do another line, or I make this line a little longer. Okay, so now I made this a bit longer basically. And as you can see, and this is just an example, I'm not telling you to copy this exact thing, but it's going to show see more. So people will only basically be able to see the first 3 lines. I think there's like a specific character count that you can fit in this, and then people need to click see more to basically see the rest. So within those first 3 lines, again, you want to have your first audience call out, meaning like attention Texas homeowners or whatever call out you want to use. And then in the second and third line, I would always recommend to just write your offers. So you kind of want to catch them to click see more basically. You don't want to give everything away. You just want to give them like the very bold offer, so they actually click see more and read the rest of the copy. And then you can basically, in the like body part of the copy is what I call it, you basically just kind of explain the offer. So in this case, I don't know, I'm just gonna explain, like it says like 12 months of free energy, and then I'm gonna explain, okay, you can go solar for $0 down, and we're gonna cover the first month of your solar payments, and then you're left with 12 months of free energy. And then I kind of also always explain like the benefits of solar energy if you don't have like an offer. I like to use like just go here and then use this kind of check emoji, and then I put it in here, like put like $0 down. So there are like a lot of benefits and angles that you can address when it comes to solar. So just put like your benefits in here, like with those check boxes. And the key thing here is to make it just super easy to read. Don't make the copy too long, don't make it too short either. You want to kind of explain everything, give them your offer, explain how this works. and you want to make it like very easy to read. For example, with those kind of bullet points and those emojis, it's just super easy to kind of just read over it very quickly, and it's like it looks more attractive to read rather than if you have like a very bulky big text where you kind of just talk about like a lot of weird things like net metering that people might not even know like what this is. And then don't use like very professional language. Just keep it like super simple so 5-year-old could really understand this, and then very easy to read. And then at the end you want to have like a call to action, so you say something like click the learn more button below, because that's the call to action button we selected. And then we just say, and yeah, click the learn more button below and take the 30 seconds form. Super generic one, but I just want to give you like examples. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel where I go more into detail on what you can do with your copy and your ads, but in this video I really just want to keep it like simple so you understand like the general things. But yeah, it's also not that hard. Like at the end you beginning you just call it the audience, then you have like the offer in the first 2 to 3 lines. Then you kind of explain the offer, maybe include some bullet points, talk about the benefits of going solar, and then at the end you just tell them like click the learn more button below and take the quick 30-second form. So you tell them what to click, what will expect them on the next page, which is a form or a survey which takes 30 seconds. So you also tell them how long it's going to take them, how much time they need to invest, and then you're also going to see or tell them what they're going to receive immediately, like if they take this action. So they will see if they qualify for 2024 solar incentives. And this basically, I would always recommend to do something like this, like see if you qualify, because it's just a very low entry barrier compared to when you say like take the or fill out the contact form below and we will get in touch, or and schedule your online consultation, or and go solar before 2025 or something, because you don't want to, like, if it's too much like of a high commitment, people won't click the button and won't fill out the form. But if you make it like very low commitment, like see if you qualify, like what do they have to lose? Like they think, okay, this offer is interesting and everything, okay, I can see if I qualify, so let's just do it. And then you have the lead, and then the back end you can kind of nurture the lead, call the lead, speak to the lead, and convert it into a sale. Compared to when you just immediately in the ads tell them like, I don't know, go solar for $0 down, click the button below, because people just won't click the button and your cost per lead is going to be through the roof. So I would always recommend to do something like this. Or you can also do like calculate your savings or something. Just get creative with it. And then in the headline, I like to just it's basically, the headline is basically the call to action. So whatever you use like in your ad copy, like see if you qualify, I just take it like as the headline as well. If you have like a special offer like the 12 months of free energy, you just do something like claim 12 months free energy, and don't make it too long. You don't want to have this to like add too many characters, the headline especially. Very short, straight to the point. I mean, it's a headline, so you just take like the most important words, make it short, make it straight to the point, make it catchy. Include your offer if you have one, or something like this, like see if you qualify will also cut it. And then in the description, I usually don't use this a lot, because especially if you use more characters in your headline, you can't even see the description, but here you can just further describe like what's going to happen. Or sometimes I even use this to add like some credibility, like, I don't know, 5-star rated by over 1,000 people or something like this you can use. Then you have the call to action, obviously, and that's basically how you create the ad. And then down here you have the lead form now. So basically what's going to happen when they click on the ad, like where you're going to take them. And remember, like here under the ad set level on the left, we selected instant forms. So basically when we go like very like down below here, you can see it will show you the instant form. So you can just go ahead and create a form. I will kind of walk you through this real quick, but the first thing that I do is I click on settings and click it to open, because we want people to be able to share the form to friends, for example. It's just a lot of things that many people don't do. Then we just give it a name. I just name it test form. Always select more volume. You can try higher intent too, it's like the same thing, but at the end they kind of have to validate their the information that they provided, for example, like their phone number. They have to just check over it and then kind of slide like a bar, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it doesn't do like a lot. I usually just pick more volume. Then in the intersection you can just select the background image and also the greeting. So for the background image, I like to upload my own image. So you just click upload image, and then you can kind of just upload like any image. You just have to make sure that it's the right kind of size. And I have like this Canva template right here. Maybe I can link it in the description below, but the size is 1200 by 628 pixels. It's like the perfect size for a lead form. And then you basically just put create like an image that basically includes the offer usually. So I don't know if it's solar. Let's see if I have one. Yeah, right here. It's like super simple. You basically just have like a headline again with like the offer, and then you have like a call to action button. It's honestly not so important. The image is pretty unimportant in the lead form. So basically when somebody opens the form, at the top right here we will have like this image. So now I just selected it. As you can see, it just shows at the top, and you have like the headline and everything that you put in here, but it doesn't really matter a lot. A lot of the times, especially if you will run image ads, it could be beneficial to just use the image ad, or if you run like a video ad, just use some elements from the video ads and put it into the image right here, so people know, okay, this is related to the ad that I just watched. But honestly, you can just keep it super simple. It just should have to do something with solar, and then your offer that they clicked on for example, if you say 12 months of free energy, if that's your offer, then you want to put this as a huge headline in here. And then under the headline, same thing. Basically, you just put the headline again. So you just say something like claim 12 months of free energy, or if you don't have an offer, like see if you qualify for 2024 solar incentives. And then in the paragraph, like in the description down below, you just tell them what to do. So take the following 30-second form. So you tell them like again how long it's going to take, what they will expect, and what they will get immediately. So they will find out if they qualify. Then under questions right here, you can basically just add your questions. So you can both do custom questions. If you do lead forms, I would always recommend to include at least like 2 to 3 custom questions, because otherwise you're just gonna get a very low quality lead. So I usually tick conditional logic first of all, then I click add question, multiple choice. First thing that I do is, do you own your home? That's the most important question. So we do yes and we do no. And then we add another multiple choice question, maybe like what's your monthly electric bill? And then we just give them, again, it's always going to be multiple choice because we want it to be like super easy to fill out. Like they should just be able to kind of skip through this and click yes, no, whatever, because if we make it too hard to fill out, then the lead cost is just going to be very high. And especially if you do lead forms, that's not what you want. Like you want to get at least like a pretty cost-effective lead, because with lead forms the lead quality is not going to be like top-notch anyways. If you want to optimize for like very high lead quality, then you should pick a landing page, but I will talk about this later. And basically, yeah, just select like the answers. So in this case, what's your monthly electricity bill? I'm gonna just say like $100 to $200. Then you just click plus. $200 or more. Like this, so you get the idea. Obviously you can make it like look a bit better, but you just give them like multiple choice answers, and then they can kind of click this. And with the conditional logic checked at the top, you can also disqualify people. So let's just say if they own their home, you go to the next question, and then what's your monthly electricity bill? So it goes to the second question. If they don't own their home, you just close the form. So you just click close form, and they will end up on the end page for non-leads. So you actually won't get the lead because you don't want people who don't own their home. And Facebook then also knows, okay, if they get like a lot of people that get disqualified, okay, we don't want to target those type of people, so they will optimize for homeowners. This is why I always like to check the conditional logic, and then next step, or next question, if you want to disqualify people with an electric bill, I don't know, lower than $100, then you can just click close form again. So it's basically the same thing, and then with the rest you just click go to or submit form, end page for leads, like this. And then right here, that's basically, those are the contact fields. So right here you can basically add like the whatever contact information you want to collect. So in this case, it's by default it's email and full name, but we can also add like street address is what I like to add, and phone number, of course. Phone number is going to be the most important thing. Sometimes because those fields are like pre-fill fields, so when people actually submit the form, the information that they have in their Facebook account will pre-fill. So sometimes you get like poor information right here, and it's just like you can get like very low intent leads. So what I like to do if I want to really optimize lead quality with forms, I just delete phone number from this, and I ask for the phone number right here under the questions tab. So I click add questions again, and then I just click again. I click add question, and then I click short answer, and I ask like what's the best phone number to reach you? And then if they provide this, obviously again submit the form. But this is going to make them manually type out their phone number, so you will get the highest quality information and the most intent people, because they actually have to type this out. And then you can leave some more like less important information like the street address, full name, and email kind of in those pre-filled fields right here. A lot of the times there's still like it's still valid information, but you never know. And then under privacy policy, you need to put like some privacy policy in here. I personally have like a Google Doc link. I can maybe link this in the description, or maybe, I don't know, if I forget it, just write it down below in the comments and I will send it to you. But it's basically just a Google Doc with a general privacy policy that I can use for every client. It's very straightforward, and then I just copy the link. It's free for all basically, and then I go back here and I paste the link in here, and that's it. Under privacy policy, and then end page. Okay, this is where I also would recommend to kind of set some things up. So first of all, end page for leads. I like to also make them book their own appointment after they signed up. So I have this calendar right here, for example, for this specific client. It's a GoHighLevel calendar, so if you work with GoHighLevel, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I will cover this later in the video, but you can use any calendar. So if you have like Calendly, which is also good software, or any booking calendar that you use maybe even on your website, then you just copy the link to that calendar. So yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of calendar, you just copy the link, you go in here, and then you click go to website, and you put the link in here. And then what you type here is, you can basically just copy the exact same thing. You just say one more step, 2 out of 2. Let them know that there's another step before they kind of claimed what they want to claim. And then in the headline, no, actually you type this in the headline. And then in the description, you just basically explain this. So first of all, the call to action will be next step. So that's the button below. So they will click next step, and it will take them to the calendar where they can book. You just tell them, click the next step button below and schedule your free online consultations so we can provide you with an accurate estimate. So at this point we already have the lead, right? So they kind of already submitted the form, so we have the lead coming in. So even if they don't take this step, we can still call them, contact them, text them, and book the appointment. But now that we have the lead, we also want to get, like, if they are a very high intent lead, so this is how we kind of check if they're like very high intent, we make them book their own appointment. And a lot of people will actually do this. So from my experience, like 70% of people will actually go ahead and book their own appointment. So then you can just call them up and confirm the appointment, which is pretty nice. And yeah, you just basically tell them that there's another step, and to get them an accurate estimate, they have to schedule an appointment, which is true. So yeah, just include something like this. And then the end page for non-leads, yeah, you can basically leave this as it is. It's just going to be for people who don't own their home in this case, or have like a very low electricity bill. And that's basically it. So then you just click create form. And after you did that, let me just actually go ahead and create this form. Okay, so now we created the form, and as you can see here under your forms, it will basically just appear. Yeah, mine is called test form, and then right here when you scroll down on the right, you can actually see how this looks. So you have the picture, you have the headline, the description, you have the different questions, and then you can click on next page, and it will actually show you like how it would look. Yeah, and this is basically it. So now you can basically just put your payment method in, click publish, and your campaign will run. So this is the basic structure from the campaign level to the ad set. I showed you the different targeting options that you can basically try and test, and then the general thing like how to set up the general ad on the ad level. And yeah, now the rest of the video is gonna get a bit more advanced. So I'm actually gonna, if I go back to my sheet, I will actually show you how to create good creatives, so video and image ads that you can run for your ads that will convert at a very high rate. I will show you how to write good copy and headlines. I will actually, I talked about lead forms, but I will also show you the landing pages that I use and how you can actually do the same thing. And it's pretty simple actually. So those are really things that make like a big difference, especially using a landing page over a lead form will make like a huge difference in your lead generation efforts. So this is definitely worth it to stick around for, even if you are advanced. And then I will just talk a bit more about like best practices when it comes to like analyzing the metrics, how much should you spend, and how should you actually go approach like the whole testing process in your campaign. And then I will also at the end talk about GoHighLevel, the GoHighLevel integration. So this is also going to be a huge important factor that you actually have GoHighLevel integrated to make sure that you get everything out of your leads. Okay, so the next point I'm going to talk about is the creatives, so both video and image creatives. And I'm obviously not going to show you exactly the creatives that I'm running right now for my clients, because I don't want to give everything away that's working for me right now. And I also think that this wouldn't really help you, because just copying other people's creatives, doing the exact same thing, probably won't help you to produce good results. What you really need is the framework and the knowledge to actually come up with your own creatives and test your own stuff, so you can find winning creatives that will work for you and your clients. And when they stop working, you will always have to keep creating new stuff. So yeah, don't just copy other people's stuff. Actually try to learn the methods behind good ad creatives, so you can always come up with new stuff. And to do this, I actually created a whole sheet, which I called the Solar Ad Creative Formula. So yeah, and you can, by the way, apply this to pretty much every other home improvement, home service industry. But yes, some things are more specific to solar. But this whole framework will definitely help you to create good ad creatives. So first of all, the golden rule: the most important variable is the offer, and the second most important variable is how you bring the offer across, or how you explain the offer. Why is the offer the most important thing? I think that's pretty obvious. If you have like an absolute no-brainer, extremely good offer, and your targeting is on point, so you get this offer in front of people who actually would want this offer, then you can literally take a blank ad creative and put like a big headline on it, with the offer, and people will probably click through and maybe even sign up. Then the second most important thing is, again, how you bring the offer across. So do you seem legit, or does it seem like a scam? How do you explain the offer? So do you actually explain the offer so people actually understand it, like what they will get and how this works? So those are like the most important variables, and this is why I would recommend to pretty much always keep it very offer focused and very simple, straightforward, easy to understand. If you just understand this and build your ad creatives around this will already give you like a huge advantage over a lot of people that just don't really know how to create good ad creatives. So this is extremely important. Now, when it comes to image ads, I just wrote down a couple of points. The main focus is going to be on video ads, because I personally think that video ads are better in 2024 and going into 2025, just because they perform better. You can inform the lead a lot more in a very short time period compared to just using an image ad. So you can actually explain everything and tell them what they need to do, what they will get, how the offer works, how Solar works. But yes, image ads will always be an option, and obviously, especially if you are a beginner, those are easier to create. So first of all, keep it simple and easy to understand, kind of what I tried to tell you with this line right here. So don't overdo it. You don't need to do all sorts of like crazy stuff. At the end of the day, if you got a good offer and you bring it across in the right way, you can just keep it like extremely simple. And then the next thing is, I would always use like just a bold headline and not too much text. So I see a lot of people that are trying to, like, they create those like Canva ads and then you have like a big bulky text on it explaining like some tax credits or whatever. But at the end of the day, you want to keep it like extremely simple. So you want to choose one angle for your ad and convert it into a headline. So let's just say you want to focus on reducing the electricity bill through solar. Then you have a big headline claiming reduce your electricity bill by 70% today or within a week. And this will catch people's attention that are actually interested in reducing their electricity bill, obviously, and it's super easy to understand, very straightforward, and it doesn't even have to do anything with solar. You don't need to include like solar and especially when it comes to image ads. And video ads, it's a different game, but with image ads, you can really just get your offer and like out there. Or again, if you have like an offer like 6 months of free energy or something, or paid solar payments, just put it on there as a big headline, and also call out your area, or at least the audience that you want to target again. So those are like principles. You should do this everywhere. So you should call out your area or your audience in your ad copy, on your landing page, in your lead form, everywhere, because it just makes people feel like you're talking to them, which is a super important aspect of running lead generation ads, or ads in general. So yeah, I usually have like a big headline calling out the audience, and then I have like a big headline mentioning the offer or the benefit, the angle that I want to go with. Then next up, make it catchy, and I will show you, by the way, in a second, like an example inside of Canva how I would kind of build this out. But you should always try to make it catchy, even with an image ad. So use like bright colors that kind of pop and catch people's attention. Don't just make it like black and white. Then sometimes what also works is like weird looking images. I don't know if you saw some stuff like, I don't know, this solar plant or something, like some weird looking stuff that's kind of related to the topic and not completely off topic, can work pretty good. So you just get like some stock images, or search in the internet, get some images that kind of catch attention. You can also create some stuff with AI. I think right now, like, there are a lot of free tools online that you can use to create free AI images for your ads. Just play around with it. Honestly, it's just a very creative process, and there's no like exact streamline for it, but yeah, you can use AI. And what also works a lot of the time is just including people. So sometimes it works if you just take a photo of yourself as kind of, I don't know, like the owner of the company, and you run this selfie basically. Sometimes a photo of the whole team works very well, or like a photo of a happy family or a customer in front of their house. So this stuff can really work pretty good. So how I usually go about this is I actually go into Canva again. So you go to canva.com. You might need like the premium version, but it's, I think, like $10 a month or something. And even if you don't have it, it should still work. So go into Canva, you actually create a new design, make sure it's 180 by 180 for like the square kind of version. And then you want to make another version, which is 1080 by 1920 for the vertical version of the ad. And I would always have both versions in place, so you actually have an ad for every kind of placement. Then we are here, so this is a completely blank sheet. So what I usually do, I mean, it's honestly just getting creative, so I can just apply what I told you there. For example, I go on Google, type in solar house. This is an image that I found. It's a very generic image just of a solar house, so I go ahead and just copy that, paste it in here. It's literally that simple. Make it bigger. With Canva, you can then go ahead and remove the background. And now I can select the background and, for example, make it red. So as you can see, like this pops, like when somebody sees this on their feed, this really kind of pops color-wise. And then what you can do is you can, for example, maybe take like a square, you make it white, and now I will go ahead and edit text and just add something like, this is our audience call out. Obviously you can get more specific with this. Quick tip, I always like to use like Poppins is the font that I like to use. And then below that, so that's our audience call out like this, and then you can add your offer, for example, like get. As you can see, this is super simple, and it literally looks like a 4-year-old could make this in Photoshop. That's what one of my clients told me a few days ago. But honestly, like an ad like this will catch a million times more attention than if you just, for example, I can show you what a lot of people do. So they click on design, for example, and they type in, you can just type in like solar ad. Canva just has a lot of templates, so they run something like this. You know, and then like benefits, okay, fair enough. They run this compared to something like this. So you can just imagine, like if you scroll through Facebook or Instagram and like an ad pops up, this right here, you would immediately skip it because it looks like an ad, it looks boring, it doesn't catch attention. The offer and the audience call out is not central. Like the first thing that you see is solar energy, okay. Like solar energy company or something. It says nothing. Even if you make this like $0 down as energy or solar or whatever, it's just not good. While this actually looks like, it looks weird because it's just like, it's first of all, it's like a solar house. Okay, this is topic related. Then it's like a red popping background. It calls out the target area. It's a super like simple image, bold headline. It doesn't really look like an ad too much. And then, yeah, you have basically this offer saying get 12 months free energy. Okay, and then people will go ahead and read the ad copy, and this will just give you like much better results. So this is what I would give you like in terms of creating image ads. Just keep this stuff in mind. And then, yeah, just get creative. Like use different images, use pictures of families, of your team, of yourself. Just get creative and always put like a bold headline on it that people can immediately see and which actually grabs their attention and interest. Then when it comes to video ads, again, this is my preferred version of running ads because they just perform better from my experience and produce higher quality leads just because you can actually inform the leads. Like an image ad, some people will just see it, they see the bold headline, they see the offer, they click, they sign up, and they don't even know what it's about. While with a video ad, you have 45 seconds to a minute to actually give them the information and explain everything behind the offer, talk about you, talk about your company, talk about what they need to do, what they will get. So you pretty much get like a much higher informed lead, if that makes sense. So the first thing I want to start with is the whole structure, that how I would always structure a video ad. So it's very similar to like the copy that you write. Because basically when you do a video ad, you start by writing the script for the ad. It doesn't matter if you end up doing like recording the ad yourself, hiring an actor, doing a voiceover. You always start by creating the script, and in the first 5 to 10 seconds of the video, you always want to have a hook, so something that grabs people's attention and makes them watch the rest of the video. And this consists out of 2 points. First one being the audience call out. Again, always call out your audience. And this doesn't even have to be like Texas homeowners. What I, for example, do a lot is I call people out by their utility company, because it's solar, so it technically has something to do with their utility company and with energy. So I say something like, I don't know, let's just pick California as an example. So the biggest utility by far in California is PG&E. So I just call out PG&E customers or California homeowners if PG&E is your utility company, and then I include the offer. So yeah, in my case, a lot of the times I run something like 6 months of free energy. So I tell them, if PG&E is your utility company, you can get 6 months of free energy right now. Now this is a very great hook, because it's like one sentence. We call out the audience very specifically actually, and we give them the offer, so they like, it's extremely interesting. They don't know that it's about solar yet, so they kind of keep watching the video ad. And then in the body, which is kind of the midsection and also the biggest and largest section of the video, you want to go into detail by explaining the offer. So how does this work? Again, it's the same thing that I told you when it comes to the copy. Like, go into detail, talk about you, talk about your company, talk about solar, how does solar work. Don't make it too complicated. Don't start talking about all those weird, like, I don't know, professional terms that people don't really understand. Don't go too deep into detail. Keep it very simple. Literally say you can switch to solar energy for $0 out of pocket and immediately cut your electricity bill by up to 70%, up to 60%. And we will cover the first however many months of your solar payments, so you are left with 6 months of free energy. It's super extremely simple, explained in like 2 to 3 sentences, so everybody can actually understand this. And then obviously in the back end you can further educate them when you're going on, like contacting them, when you have like a consultation with them, then you will go into the all the details. But in the front end, in the ad, you just want to catch people's attention and interest and capture them as a lead. So that's what you're going to do. And you don't really want to leave people too much in the dark. That's also why, because if you just tell them you can get 6 months of free energy, like with an image ad, and that's also why I like video ads more, you're kind of leaving them in the dark if they don't read the ad copy, and they don't really know how this works. So yeah, if they don't know how it works, like, why would they actually sign up for it? It looks like kind of scammy. But if they understand how it works, it all of a sudden doesn't look like a scam anymore. Then obviously a call to action. So there's actually a call to action that I would include in the body section, so the midsection, which is not the end of the video, because if you wait with your final call to action too long, because usually at the end of the video you want to have like this last section that I'm gonna go over in a second, which is called the final call to action. But after like 30 seconds, just include a quick call to action saying, if you want to see if you qualify for this, just click the learn more button below and take the quick quiz, so people like can pretty much just jump off after that, like after 30 seconds, because a lot of the people won't watch it all the way through to the end. And then at the end you basically just give them the final call to action, where you actually add scarcity first of all. So you want to always add scarcity, like this is getting phased out by 2025, or yeah, the subsidies are getting phased out soon. There are only spots left for 10 homeowners. You can make something up. I mean, it's your offer. And even when you try to advertise like solar incentives and government incentives, you can kind of tell people that the funds are going out soon, or I don't know, yeah, that the program will be gone one day and that it's now the best time because there are now the best incentives. So just add some scarcity so people actually take action right there and then. Then you tell or show them exactly what to do and what they can expect on the next page. So again, just what I already told you, like tell them click the learn more button below, take the 30-second quiz form, whatever. So you tell them exactly what they can expect, what they need to do, how long it's going to take, and then also what they will immediately get. And this is, again, I can't emphasize this enough, this is super important. You need to get them something immediately. If it's just like, see if you qualify, so immediately see if you qualify. They know that when I fill this survey out or this form out right now, on the next page I will immediately see if I qualify or not, or I will immediately, I don't know, get this or get that. Because if you just make it like very general and something like, I don't know, contact us and we will contact you, and then there will be a consultation and then you can go solar, then people won't be as attracted to this and they probably won't fill out the form a lot. So get them something like immediately, because a lot of people have like a messed up reward system, so they need something like some instant gratification basically. It's all psychology. So the next thing is general video ad rules that I want to talk about very quick. Just obviously it has to be catchy, so you want to use, especially when you do voiceovers, catchy video material. You want to use music, you want to cut it in a catchy way. The golden rule, like the rule that I go with, is you want to spark their interest every 5 seconds. I think I heard this somewhere, because like if people are watching the video for 5 seconds and then you hook them, okay, they will watch another 5 seconds, and then you hook them again, they will watch another 5 seconds. But as soon as you as soon as the video starts getting boring, like the script or the video itself gets just too boring, people will drop off. So every 5 seconds I would kind of switch the video. So I don't know, if you're doing like a voiceover video, again, just switch like the video material up, do something catchy, or switch up the editing. Or even with the script, you can kind of get creative with this to kind of keep them hooked every 5 seconds. Or even if you're just, again, recording this yourself or something, then you can still just use the script to kind of spark their attention over and over again. Just keep this in mind. You want to make it catchy, and then for the same reason, you also want to make it only like 45 seconds to a minute long. A minute is fine, but I think the sweet spot is like 45 seconds for a video ad. And if you need longer than that to kind of explain everything, then you're doing something wrong, because you really want to keep it very simple. Explain like the general thing, like how it works, your offer, how solar works, and that should be done in 45 seconds to a minute. Then one more quick tip: you should always use captions. So some people don't have like the audio turned on, or sometimes I don't know, they have their phone like very silent. So always use captions just to be safe. I use tools like Descript. So you go to Descript. This costs like $15 a month. If you have a higher budget, then I would recommend to do Submagic. So this is the software right here, Submagic or Descript. Descript has like very simple, straightforward captions. You just drag your video in there and that's it. With Submagic, it's the same thing, but as you can see, it's more of those like kind of catchy captions with emojis, like moving captions and stuff. So those are the tools that I would recommend for this purpose. And those are like the general rules. And then obviously the types of videos, again, you can do voiceover ads. That's what I do a lot, because it's basically free and it's super effective. So this works very well for me. I just take basically come up with my script, just like I told you right here. And then when you have your script, you just go to 11labs.com, 11labs.io actually. Just go to 11labs and right here you can basically just put your script in. Just run a quick test. Right here you can select your voice. I always like to use Liam because it's just like a very generic good voice, and then just click generate speech.
California homeowners.
As you can see, this works pretty fine. It sounds pretty good, so just play around with this a bit. I think it's $5 a month or something, so very fair pricing. And just paste your script in here, and then you basically just take the audio files and you get some stock footage. So I usually get this from Canva again, so you can go into Elements and then just search like, I don't know, solar, and then you go into videos and then you search some footage up right here that you can kind of just use and download. Or I go into YouTube actually, because nobody will strike you or anything. Like I did this a million times. It's really like you can do this. Just go into YouTube or TikTok or wherever and kind of download some video material that you think is good for your voiceover ad, and then you just literally just take this video footage, throw your 11labs voiceover on it, export it, maybe put it into like Descript or Submagic to add captions, and then you have your video ad. Maybe also add some music as well. Again, 45 seconds to a minute long. This is the easiest, most effective version. Then You can also hire an actor on Upwork. So you just go to upwork.com basically. Should look something like this, and then you just click on search and you just type in like video ad actor or something, and then you can pretty much just find someone that fits your budget and that works good for you. Obviously, if you run ads, for example, in America, they should have like an American accent. Or you try something catchy and use somebody with like I don't know, a Russian accent or something to make it more catchy, but you get the idea. So you can also get creative with this. This will usually cost you, like for a short kind of clip, $30 to $50 per video. So don't get scammed by people who are charging like $100 or more. That's like unnecessary. And also always when you write your script for your ads, especially when you hire an actor, I would recommend to get like 5 to 10 hooks. So remember, like the first 5 to 10 seconds of the video is the hook. Get like, I don't know, 5 hooks with different offers, different wordings, different angles that catch attention like in different ways. So you basically can use those 5 different hooks with the same body and CTA, and you have 5 different ads that you can test, especially when you hire like an actor and you spend money for this. This is a very good way to get a good amount of ads to test for your budget. So that's what I would recommend. And then you can obviously this is actually the easiest thing that you can do, even easier than the voiceover. Just film yourself. You can literally, if you're good on camera, if not, then I wouldn't recommend this, but if you're good on camera and you don't have a problem with getting yourself out there, just take your iPhone literally. It should be like a decent selfie phone camera. It shouldn't be too bad. And if you have like a small microphone that you can put onto your shirt or something, that would also be good. But you can literally take your iPhone selfie camera, film yourself with your script, record a couple of different hooks, a couple of different scripts. It's completely free, doesn't cost you a lot of time, and you can just take this footage. And people trust people. So I would say if you have like a very good actor ad or a very good ad that you filmed yourself, this can work pretty well if you have a good script and bring it across the right way. And obviously still try to get some editing in there to make it more catchy, so you can still use like stock videos that you kind of use in the video, or just some catchy editing, add some captions, all that stuff. So that's what I would recommend when it comes to video ads. Now I want to go over the copy one more time in more detail. For this purpose, I actually will show you one of the copies that I'm running for a client. I don't want to really do this for the actual ad creatives, but with the copy, you can see again, like what I told you before. In the first line, we call it the audience, so San Antonio homeowners. In this example, it's a more specific location. Then second line, we just say you can now qualify for 12 months of free electricity. So it's the same thing that I just showed you, super simple. We use a very catchy offer, and then basically in the next line, so when the body starts, so they click see more, that's what they see. So CPS Energy raised your cost 23% in the past 2 years and will continue to raise them. So we're specifically calling out CPS Energy customers because in San Antonio, that's like the biggest utility. So this will kind of regard like kind of everyone will be that lives in San Antonio will know what CPS Energy is. And a lot of them are pretty annoyed by the high rate hike. So we use this pain point and emphasize it. So we, first of all, we kind of give them a problem to be annoyed about, if that makes sense. So they have this problem of high electricity bills, but we actually give them numbers. So they are actually like, okay, wow, okay, this is a lot. And yeah, I've been seeing my energy bill going up like crazy. So they will keep reading. And then we come up with the solutions. So right now, San Antonio homeowners can get 12 months of free energy when going solar for $0 down. So this is the first time that we mention solar. It's not in the hook. It's actually right here. So now they know it has something to do with solar, because if we don't tell them that, then obviously we're going to get like very low quality leads. And once we kind of tell them that it's about solar, they might not be interested anymore. So we want to still be somehow like straightforward and upfront by mentioning this, but we also mention this great offer, and then we add some scarcity. So this program is first come first serve, and it's designed to like this, where you kind of provide some scarcity, and then it's designed to provide relief for San Antonio homeowners, whatever. And then yeah, the buddy just continues. So when going solar, you just replace your high electric bill with a much lower payment to own your solar system, no out-of-pocket costs. As you can see, a 5-year-old could understand this. This is super easy, super simple terms, nothing complicated. And then yeah, again, it further explains the offer, how this works. And then we give them the call to action. So if you're looking to save $100, $200, or even $500 per month on your energy costs right away and receive 12 months of free energy, just click the Learn More button below. And then we basically just tell them what will happen. So when you click the button, we'll ask you a few quick questions, because not all homes qualify and these subsidies are starting to get phased out. So again, some scarcity, and yeah, then we give them another call to action basically. So we actually have 2 call to actions. And this is how we structure the ad copy, honestly, for most people. Obviously, we test around with a lot of different things. This is not the only copy that we are running, and we will come up like with a lot more, but this is a very good framework that you can kind of use for yourself, or you can kind of see like how this works, how we operate, how we build out an ad copy. Then I already showed you how to create lead forms. I mean, creating lead forms is like the easiest thing to do. It's super simple. You just create them in Facebook. It's not complicated at all, and it will get you a good cost per lead. But further down the line, especially if you're more advanced and you want to start using a landing page, it's not going to be easy, because setting up a landing page, and I invested like thousands and thousands of dollars in advertising and testing until I found like a good framework for my landing page. And yeah, I'm actually about to kind of give this away to you. So not everything, obviously, but a lot. So this channel is all about value at this point. If you're still watching the video, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Yeah, I would really appreciate that. I personally built my landing pages in GoHighLevel, and if you sign up with my GoHighLevel affiliate link in the description, you get a 14-day free trial for the software. It then will cost you like $97 a month. So you can't run ads without a CRM or a software like GoHighLevel at this point, because everybody's using this and you are just going to get left behind if you don't use this. And I will also show you some more stuff regarding GoHighLevel later on in this video, especially when it comes to automations, because there's like a million things you can do with HighLevel. But I also build my landing pages in here. So again, if you sign up with my link in the description, you not only get a 14-day free trial, but you also get my whole snapshot and template. So you can just import this into your account and you will have this exact same landing page framework that you can just use, and then you just plug your form or survey in here and you can pretty much connect your domain and launch it. But just to walk you through real quick, I did this like 1,000 times on my channel, so people who actively view my videos will probably get annoyed at this point, because I'm just explaining this so often. But yeah, at the top we basically just add some credibility, and this works very well, especially if you are like solar rep or consultant and you kind of make up like a company. So as I told you, like when you create your Facebook page and name it like this, you just take the same logo, put it on the page, and then you can pretty much just make this up. Like, it doesn't matter, people don't look this up, trust me. You just say something like, I don't know, 623,000 online estimates since 2012, and then so you don't, first of all, by using this kind of headline, you don't frame yourself as like an installation company, but you frame yourself as like an online estimation company. So people will be not so hesitant to give you their information, because they yeah, want to get this like online estimate. And then in the headline, obviously you want this to align with your ads. This is extremely important. So whatever offer you use in the ads, you want to use the exact same offer and wording on your landing page in the headline. And then again, same thing goes for the like sub headline, which is saying take the 30-second quiz. Yeah, and then basically let me just show you how this landing page actually works when you visit it, because right here it says code, but on the actual landing page you can see I use a survey. So the tool I use for this is called leadgenapp.io. So yeah, it's this one right here basically. I think it's a bit expensive, so it's like 50 or 60 bucks a month. if you can't afford this, or like if you're a beginner, you don't need to use this. You can alternatively also use the GoHighLevel survey. So if I go back in here, actually, you can, under surveys and then under builder inside of GoHighLevel, you can kind of go in here, and with my snapshot, you will automatically get this survey right here that I used to use. So yeah, basically it's super simple. You just ask people some questions like, do you own your home? And what's your monthly electricity bill? And then you just capture their information, and that's it. And the only reason I use this survey right here is because it, in my opinion, it just looks a lot cleaner compared to a GoHighLevel survey. I may be able to just show you an example in a second. Okay, so this right here is the landing page with the GoHighLevel survey. As you can see, it still obviously works, but it just looks like, doesn't look so clean. You have those radio buttons, and then you just ask them questions, but you can totally use this. It will still work. So don't worry about that. But this is how it basically looks. And this just looks better. And by the way, if you're getting bored at this point, this is really what makes a difference. Like, this is the sauce that nobody's talking about. Everybody's talking about the same shit, but this, like, using this survey tool alone, like this lead gen app survey tool, probably increased my conversion rates by like 10 or 20%. So it's really worth it, in my opinion. It just looks super clean. So you just ask, like, do you rent or own your home? When somebody rents, you obviously want to disqualify them so they can't sign up. It's the same thing that I showed you with this Facebook lead forms. And let's just say they do own their home. You just ask for their electricity bill, for example. You can ask for their zip code. And honestly, this pre-qualification is nice. Like, you get just some pre-qualification in, and you get higher intent leads because they take more time with filling out the survey. But the main thing that, like, why I use a survey and ask questions is because people are way more willing to give you their information after they answered some questions. It's again like all psychology. So if you just put a form on here, immediately asking for address, phone number, name, people won't give it to you. Like, you will get a very, very high cost per lead probably, because people don't just want to give you their information straight up. Like, you need to frame this in a different way. And I recently had a coaching call with somebody that had problems with their ad conversions, and I told him the exact same thing, because it's all about framing, like how you frame your whole ad campaign. And by ad campaign, I mean the front end on Facebook and the back end on your landing page. For example, it starts with your Facebook ads. You, instead of saying them, contact us and go solar, you say, take the quick 30-second survey on our website and see if you qualify, or get a free online estimate, something like this. So they immediately get something in return. And right here, you also say qualify for 12 months of paid energy bill. So you don't say that, tell them like qualify for solar, or you could even use that. I mean, you just don't immediately collect their contact information. You make them fill out a form, super simple one. Literally takes 10 seconds. They just have to click a button, slide a bar, put in their quick zip code, whatever, and then you ask them for their information, because now they are already engaged. They invested time, they are engaged, now they want the results. And also in the headline, again, like the framing that I'm talking about, in the headline you say, congrats, you live in an approved area, which is like confirmation. Okay, I live in an approved area, which is very good. And then where can we send the solar estimate to? So now you give them like a reason to give you their contact details, and they invested time by filling out this questionnaire, so they will probably give you their contact information. And I actually, like, with this landing page framework, I get like a sometimes I get like a $20 or $15 cost per lead, which is crazy, because some people don't even get this cheap, like with lead forms. Yeah, and then basically, okay, and this landing page is like a test that I'm running right now. I included like a countdown. I don't usually do this, but just testing it right now, again, to add some scarcity. And this is like the most important section, to be honest, like the hero section. What you see right here, when people visit the website, will be the first thing that they see, and a lot of people won't even go through the rest. But for those who do, you want to give them some information, so always use it like quick 3 bullet points to make it, again, it's all about making it easy to understand and very simplistic, because if you just redirect them to your homepage, for example, with like 10 different tabs and about us section and services section, and then you just have like a huge big text explaining solar, this will scare people off, because they don't want to invest like 30 minutes or an hour of their time reading through your website and having like a bunch of unnecessary information that they don't actually need. So all you give them is like very, very simple, straightforward, easy to understand bullet points basically. So quick, easy estimate, 30-minute consultation, 100% privacy. So all kind of objections that people might have, you just want to emphasize that it's super quick and easy and safe. Nothing else. And then you just include, like, you can read through this if you want, pause the video. Then we have like a solar FAQ section. Again, we only have 3 questions, not 10 or 20. I could do 10 or 20 questions that I can think of that people might have, but I just took like 3 of the most important ones that I think that are very important, and just gave them like a quick answer just for objection handling basically. But again, very short and easy to understand. Then what customers say, obviously you want to include some testimonials. If you have video testimonials of customers, this would be a very good place to include them, because that can really be pretty great. If not, then just do something like I did. Again, if you have my template, you can just keep this in here, or you go into Canva again, is what I do, and I just literally create those pictures right here of the reviews in Canva and upload them in here. It's pretty easy to use actually, the GoHighLevel builder, so you can always just go ahead and click the plus icon. I won't make this like a GoHighLevel website builder tutorial, but you can drag a new section in here, then you can add a row. You can, in this case, you can see we have 3 columns, so you just add a 3-column row if you want to build this out yourself, and then you add an element, so you can add like a picture. Then you go right here, and then you can just add I don't know, add whatever picture you want in here, and that's it. It's like extremely simple to use. That's why I like GoHighLevel. Yeah, and this is the customer testimonial section. Then, as always, you always want to include call to actions. So if they scroll down this far, you want to give a call to action again, and you want to give them the opportunity to click a button to kind of which kind of takes them back to the survey at the top, so they don't need to scroll at the top again. And then you just give them, again, some benefits of solar. At least that's what I'm doing on my website. So save money day 1, gain independence, 2024 solar incentives, all that stuff. Again, a call to action button that they can click, which takes them back to the survey. Yeah, and then last but not least, we have a credibility section. So this is all bullshit. We are not affiliated with Sky News or Yahoo, but I just put this on here. Nobody will ban you for this or whatever. You can really just put anything on here that you want, and it adds like some credibility and makes you seem more legit as like a company or your website. And then another call to action, that's it. So it's also a very short page. And then another thing I want to show you is when somebody submits this page, they get sent to a second page. Second page looks like this. It's basically after they submitted the survey. Again, it's the same principle with the lead forms that I explained. We captured the lead, so we can contact the lead now and everything, but some people may even book their own appointment, which we really want to leverage. So we just, again, say step 2 out of 2. And then we just say something like, congrats, your home most likely qualifies. And then we give them like the second step, which is kind of just booking the appointment right here on this calendar. And that's pretty much it. So that's how I structure my landing pages. It works extremely well. Again, you can get my template by signing up with my link. Maybe we can even work it out another way if you already have GoHighLevel, or you just kind of take inspiration from this and build it out yourself, because it's honestly very simple. So you can just copy it and build it out yourself. But yeah, this is basically how I structure my landing pages and how I get very good conversions. Now I also want to talk about best practices after you launch your campaign or with your Facebook ad campaign in general. So the first thing that you need to know is only make small changes at a time and wait until the campaign spent at least 2 to 3x your desired cost per lead. So what I mean by that is you will launch your campaign, and after a couple of days, sometimes, like most of the time actually, it doesn't really work like off the get-go, so you will need to adjust some things, change some things, test some things. It's all about testing different variables, different ads, different copies, different forms. Like, there's a lot you can test, and this can be overwhelming, but what I would recommend is just to keep it simple and only change small things at a time, because if you change your whole campaign and then you don't really know, like, you need to change like one variable at a time to actually know if it makes like an impact or not. And then you also need to give it some time. So you can't go into Facebook ads with a very limited budget, especially because just in the beginning, you probably won't see an ROI within the first couple of weeks. Sometimes you do if you really know what you're doing, but a lot of the times, especially if you decide to do it yourself, you will invest quite a bit of money until you kind of figure it out and get something that's running and working for you. So my rule of thumb is always to kind of spend 2 to 3 times your desired cost per lead until you make another change, or kind of test a new thing, because you want to give it that time and that spend. So let's just say your maximum cost per lead that you would be willing to spend is $30. Then you would spend $60 to $90 before you make another change, because it just doesn't make sense to change up the campaign too often. It will just mess everything up. That's something good to know. And then in terms of the metrics, so the data that you need to look at, right? So let me go back in here in the test account. You can see we have like all this data right here. So we have like CPM, impressions, reach, CTR, link CTR, all that stuff. So what I really look at, like the most important metrics, are honestly CPM, so cost per mil, how much you pay per 1,000 impressions. Usually you should look for something around like 20 to $30 is a very good CPM at times, and especially because solar is a very competitive industry at this point, in a very high ticket industry, you probably will see CPMs from $50 to $80. And I would just try to get it as low as possible, but honestly the CPM, you can't really do anything about it. Like if it's high, then it's high. There's not much that you can do to kind of improve this. Sometimes it works if you just duplicate the same campaign and Facebook will give you a lower cost per mil, but obviously it's an important metric because it will determine how much you pay for impressions. So if your CPM is $100, you will pay $100 for 1,000 impressions. And if you can knock that down to like $50, then you will get double impressions and double leads for the same money. So you can see how important this is, but unfortunately there's not a lot you can do about, but it's a metric you should look at. Then we have the CTR, so the click-through rate, and I specifically talk about the link click-through rate. So when you go back in here, it's the CTR link click-through rate. And by the way, you can adjust your column by clicking here, and then you click customize columns. And I would honestly just recommend to pause the video and X everything out and just do all those things. Just copy this over in your ad account. This is like the best metric setup you can have. And the CTR, so the click-through rate, you want to look at the link click-through rate, which means how many people actually click on your ad, meaning they click the learn more button and get taken to the form or survey. And this is a very important metric to track, because you want to know how many people actually, like, how good is your offer, how good is your ad, are people actually interested, do they want to click at the ad or not. And the general CTR is not so important, because it's also like when somebody, remember, like on your copy, when I go in here and they click see more, for example, that's a click. So that doesn't really tell you a lot. So always look at the link clicks and the link CTR basically, to see how people actually engage with your ad. And you can just take away a lot from this. Honestly, I have a video on my YouTube channel, which is called, like, I think it's my most viewed video. It's like how to properly analyze Facebook ads or something. And it shows you exactly, like, goes into every single metric that's important, shows you how to analyze how this works, how to adjust your ads the right way. And I would recommend you to, after this video, go ahead and watch that one, because it's like a 15-minute video or something, and it will change your life if you don't know this. But yeah, very simple explanation is you should track those metrics. And then next up, your conversion rate, so CVR. You can get this by going again into customize columns. Then you click create custom metric at the top, and you type in leads, select leads, divided, so you click the division sign, and then link clicks, so leads divided by link clicks, and then very important, click percentage right here, and then you name this like form CVR or something. And it doesn't matter whether you run a landing page, and then you by the way, just click create metric and it will show in here. So then you can actually take this and it will implement right here. As you can see, I have this form CVR right here, and if I click on maximum, I think I ran ads at one point. in this account, yeah, you can see right here it's like the percentage, and this will tell you how many people that clicked on your ad and saw your survey actually submitted it, because it's leads divided by link clicks. So let's just say you get 10 link clicks and 4 leads, then 40%, like in this scenario, 40% of your link clicks converted into leads. Now this is obviously extremely strong, but usually you can expect something between 10 and 20% with Facebook. When you use lead forms, you can see something from 30 to 50%. That's what I would strive for, like 30% to 40% maybe. With a landing page, it's going to be more like 10 to 20%. But obviously when this is very low, so when this is like 5% or 2%, you know that people are clicking on your ad, but they're not submitting the survey on your landing page or form, meaning that you need to, you don't need to change the ad at all, because you can get like a very low cost per click. So that's also another metric that you can actually track, like how much you pay for a link click, which is CPC. And you can pay like very little for that, meaning that your ads were great, but then you don't get leads because your landing page or your form suck, because sometimes it's because you don't align the headline with the ads, sometimes it's just your design, sometimes when you run a landing page it just doesn't load. So it gives you like indications of what you need to actually change instead of leaving you like in the dark, so you have to adjust like all sorts of random things. So always look at the metrics. And honestly, this was just a very short explanation, but this is a super important point. So definitely go ahead and watch my other video on the Facebook ad metrics. Super important. And then I think I already mentioned this, but you should always spend at least $30 to $50 a day in the solar industry, just because it's high ticket and it's super competitive. So you need to invest some kind of money to expect to get anything out of it. It just doesn't make sense to go in there with the budget of like $300 or $500 and then it didn't work and you stop. Then you might as well just save your money, honestly. So you will need a good budget to kind of start this and go into this. And also like the general cost per acquisition, so what you can expect, how much you need to invest into Facebook ads to get a deal, like an actual solar deal or installation out of it, usually ranges anywhere between $500 and $1,000. If you're really, really, really good, and if you have a killer campaign, it's $500 or less. But that's like crazy good. So, I mean, you can do the math. If you spend $500 and get a solar deal out of it, and you make a couple grand profit, then this is a very good ROI. So sometimes you have a campaign where this works like this. If you're a beginner, it's most likely going to be more like $1,000. So maybe you invest like $1,000, you get like, I don't know, 50 leads, because you get a lot of leads with Facebook, but a lot of them are just tire kickers and low quality. I personally, for my clients, try to optimize for high quality leads by using a landing page and pre-qualification, just like I showed you, but it's still going to be like some low quality leads. So if you're like average and you're just a beginner, you're probably going to spend like $1,000 in Facebook ads to kind of get one deal back. And it's still going to be a good ROI. So if you ask me if I can trade $1,000 for, I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000 profit, then I would do this any day. So it's still like a great return on investment. But that's just something I wanted to cover. So watch that metrics video for sure. It will help you a lot. And then the last thing I want to talk about to finish up this video is, again, GoHighLevel, because it's just such a huge and important tool that you definitely need to use. So again, sign up with my affiliate link in the description. I will get a small cut. You won't pay anything more. So it's literally like you won't lose anything, and you will get basically my snapshot again. So with my landing page template, with my survey, with my automations as well. So if I just go in here, I can kind of show you what I built out for my clients, that we use to run the ads. So for example, this right here is like the new lead workflow. It's through a webhook because I use a landing page for this client. So it's a bit more complicated to set this up. Actually, let me start by kind of showing you how to integrate your Facebook lead form with GoHighLevel. So let's just say you created a lead form. So we go back into our test campaign, lead campaign 1.0. I go into the ads, and then I scroll down to the bottom right here. This is the lead form that we set up in the beginning of the video. the test form, right? So that's the one that we want to connect. How do you do this? You go into GoHighLevel, make sure you are in the sub account. So as you can see, I got a lot of sub accounts, but you want to make sure you are in your sub account, and then you go to settings at the bottom left, you go to integrations, and again, I have a separate video for this on my YouTube channel as well, saying like maximize your Facebook ads with GoHighLevel or something, where I show you this in detail, but I want to make like a compact video where I kind of show everything for everyone at least this one time. So what you're going to do is, actually let me switch to another sub account so I can show you this from scratch. So this is already connected, but let me just disconnect this, and then what you're going to do is you click connect, and this will prompt you to log in with your Facebook, but I'm already logged in, so I just click continue, and it will automatically basically connect with my Facebook, and then basically you just click select your location. For me, it's SmartCore, which is my agency account where I just built out the test campaign for you guys. So I select this, and then you just click connect Facebook and Instagram. If you don't have Instagram connected, that's no problem. Then you can just basically go ahead and connect Facebook. And if you've done that the right way, it should be connected right here. And then you go into Facebook form fields mapping at the top, and it will show all the forms that you have. So let me go back into the campaign. As you can see right here, I have test form, paper install, and free trial. So those are the free three forms that are listed right here. And the test form is the new one, so I still need to map it. So you click the green button, map fields, and you just map every single field. Sometimes when you use custom questions like do you own your home, what you need to do first is on the left side, you go to custom fields, listen closely, and then you click add field. And with a multiple choice question, like right here, you know, we ask do you own your home, yes or no. It's a multiple choice question, so we select radio select, okay? Then you click next, and we just name the field. So I just name it do you own your home, but it doesn't really matter. And then because it's a radio select, we can give it like options like yes, or add an option no. So it's exactly what we have in Facebook. And then you just click save, and it will be as a custom field in here. And we do the same thing for the second question. So in this case, it's what's your monthly electricity bill? Or what's the best number to reach you? This was also a question, so this is actually another field. So this is not a radio select because it's not multiple choice, it's a single line, because people have to actually type this in. So you click single line, next, give this a name like, I don't know, phone number, and then you have those fields saved in here. So GoHighLevel can actually map this with your contact fields, meaning that if somebody signs up the survey right here and they select a certain value like $100 to $200 on this electricity bill question, this will actually import into your contact field in GoHighLevel. So how we're going to do this is, again, you click on map fields. Now do you own your home? We just created this, so we basically just add this right here, I don't know, homeowner, then electricity bill. So yeah, you just select, I don't know if I have all those fields in here, but I just select like random ones. Electricity bill, then what's the phone number, best phone number to reach you, the one that I just created. So phone number test, and then the rest, like those email, full name, and street address, you don't need to create custom fields for them because they are like standard fields in GoHighLevel. So you just have a match email with email, full name with full name, street address with address, okay? And then you click save, and if you did it right, you should be able to kind of tick this off and on right here, and it should look like this with the little green check mark. Then you go back to your automations, so your workflow section right here, and you go to your new lead workflow, so the first workflow that captures new leads. And basically you click add a new trigger, and then you type in Facebook lead form submitted, and then you type in page is, and you obviously connect your page that you just connected with GoHighLevel, and then form is, and then you click like whatever form you want to integrate, and then you click save triggers. So now when somebody fills out this form on your Facebook ad, the contact will go into your high level and go into this specific workflow. And then you can add specific actions. So this is not going to be a full-on Go High Level tutorial or anything, but I just want to briefly cover this. So there's, again, like a full guide on just Go High Level on my YouTube channel on how to use everything and set everything up. It's like 90 minutes long or 80. So go ahead and watch this content, honestly. It's just so much free content and value that took me like months of learning, and I'm just giving it away in a very like compact kind of way. So I would recommend to really benefit from this. But let's just say somebody goes into this workflow, you just click plus, and then you can just add any kind of actions. So I'm like at the top, you can also kind of just type in the same things. I would just copy what I did right here. But again, if you have my Go High Level affiliate link, or sign up with it, then I will send you my snapshot, and all those automations that you can see right here, you will already have them in your Go High Level. But it basically sends you an internal notification with like the lead's first name, last name. So actually, just to show you how this works, you click plus, internal notification, you click SMS as the type of notification, and then you click custom number, and right here you just type in your phone number basically that you want the notification to go to. You scroll down, and right here you can type like any text. So for example, new lead, and then you click on this little tag custom values right here, and then you click contact, and then you can click full name. Same thing with the email, same thing with the phone number, and everything that you want in here. And if you want to also add like the custom fields that we just mapped, so for example the electricity bill, then you just again go to context, scroll down, go to custom fields, watch the pause the video and watch this again if necessary, and then you click custom fields, and for here you can just select your custom fields. So for example, we just created electric bill and mapped this with the electricity bill field in Facebook. So you just put this in here, and then you can click save. And now when somebody signs up with your survey on Facebook, you will receive a text message to your number with with this lead's info, so you can immediately call the lead up and book the appointment. And one more thing to mention, if you do this, you will need a phone number. So you go to settings, phone numbers, and again, watch my Go High Level tutorial or any other Go High Level tutorial on YouTube, but you will have to add a phone number. It costs like $2 or something, and you just filter. You want a toll-free number because it's the easiest to set up and you don't need anything else for now. Then you just pick any of them, proceed to buy, and then you kind of need to verify it. Just look this up on YouTube. It's a simple process, but once this is verified, you can send text messages from it, and you can just use this in all your workflows. So the one that I just showed you, and then I have multiple other workflows like appointment booking workflows with an AI chatbot, but honestly, I have so much videos on my YouTube channel just around this. And again, if you sign up with my link, you can get this snapshot with all those workflows yourself, so you don't have to build this out manually, and you can just plug your stuff in. So I'm not going to go into detail, but you can see how powerful Go High Level is, and now you also know how to integrate it with your Facebook lead form ads. So this was the 2025 Solar Facebook Ads Guide for beginners and advanced people, and this is like, honestly, it's so much value. It's crazy that I'm giving all this away. I know this was a long video, but if you watch it all the way through, then you're probably just going to outperform everybody else that's running ads or solar ads. So yeah, this was a lot of work for me to do, and it's a lot of value that I'm kind of revealing here. So I would really appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button or hit the like button. And if you got any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask them down below in the comments. This will boost the algorithm. And yeah, I will go ahead and answer all your questions down below in the comments. And that's pretty much it for the video. So sign up with my Go High Level affiliate link if you want my snapshot, and yeah, I hope this was valuable to you, and you have a nice day.